By 546 BCE, the Persians had conquered the wealthy Greek settlements in Asia Minor. The Persians took the farmlands and harbors of these people and forced them to pay tributes or regular payments of goods to the Persian king. The Greek settlers knew they could not defeat the Persians by themselves, so they asked Greece for help. Athens sent soldiers and a small fleet of ships, but unfortunately for the settlers, the Athenians went home after their initial success. Left defenseless, the Ionians were defeated by the Persian army in 493 BCE. This uprising and subsequent defeat are known as the Ionian Revolt. After the Ionian Revolt, King Darius, the king of the Persians, decided to conquer the city-states of mainland Greece for himself. He sent messengers to ask for presents of Greek earth and water. The presents would be a sign that Greece agreed to accept Persian rule. But the Greeks refused to hand over the tribute. Instead, they threw the messengers into pits and wells. Legend has it that they shouted, "If you want Greek earth and water, help yourselves." In 490 BCE, Darius sent a large army of foot soldiers and cavalry across the Aegean Sea by boat to Greece. The army assembled on the plain of Marathon. Desperate for help, the Athenians and their allies sent a runner named Phidippides to Sparta. He ran for 2 days and for 2 nights. And when he arrived, he found the Spartans celebrating a religious festival, and they told them they could not leave Sparta until the next full moon. He ran for 26 or so miles. This is the origin of our modern-day marathon and why all marathons are this length. Though outnumbered, the Athenians and their brilliant leader were able to stretch out their forces and surround the Persians, forcing them back to their ships. The Greeks had won a stunning victory, but their fight with the Persians was only beginning. 10 years later, and after the Persian king Darius died, his son Xerxes organized another attack on Greece. Xerxes put together a huge army of more than 180,000 soldiers. In 480, Xerxes marched southward from Hellespont. Several city-states were already overwhelmed, and Athens and Sparta decided to work together to fight the enemy. The Athenian navy would try to stop the Persian navy, while the Spartan king, Leonidas, would try to stop the Persian army. The Spartans chose to make their stand at a place called Thermopylae, where the Persian army would have to go through a narrow pass between the mountains and the sea. Leonidas had 6,000 soldiers to 7,000 soldiers to stop 180,000 Persians. Still, when the Persians tried to get through the pass, the Greeks drove them back. Then, a Greek trader offered to show the Persians a secret path through the mountains. The path would allow them to attack the Greeks from both the front and the rear. To keep his army from being destroyed, he ordered most of his troops to escape. With a much smaller army, he prepared to fight. The Spartans were obedient to the end. Legend says they fought until their weapons broke, and they fought in the end with their hands. In the end, all of the soldiers in the pass died. Leonidas and his Spartan warriors became known as the Brave 300. With the defeat of Leonidas, most of the Greek provinces and city-states were left defenseless. In fact, Athens was burnt to the ground by Xerxes and his forces. Eventually, however, the Athenians were able to get their victory at a place called Salamis. The Greeks tricked Xerxes into ordering his ships into the narrow waterway between Salamis and the mainland. As the Persians approached, the Greek ships seemed to retreat, but this was just a trick to draw the Persians farther into the channel. Soon the Greeks had them surrounded. The Greek ships, with their huge battering rams on the front, rammed into the Persian ships, sending 300 of their boats to the bottom of the sea. The Greeks had only lost 40 ships. Once again, the mighty Persian Empire had been driven back out of Greece.